Okay, so let's continue. Again, i-play ko. So before we continue pala, ano yung sinabi ko before dun sa may nakakaalala? Ano yung unang... Hi! May bata kami dito. Ano yung unang nakalagay sa introduction page? Kung sinong may nakakaalala. Anyone can speak. Ano yung nag-pop out sa inyo?
Public action.
Yon, hindi, I mean yung introduction page ng course. When you first read the course, when I introduced
Yun po ba yung may picture ni Chip?
Oo. Ano yung ano yung nag-stand out doon? Ewan ko kasi para sa akin may isang nag-stand out doon. Kasi magsisimula na ang sinabi ko, 'di ba? It's one of the most boring classes that I've ever had during VMED. Anyway, so it starts now because we're going to talk about laws, Republic Acts, executive orders, and proclamations. And after this session, there will be more laws that we will talk about in the coming weeks. So let's start. I want to start by talking about how we introduce legislation because it's really important for us, apart from knowing what the law is. Also, what's important is knowing how these are formed. No? They don't take it from the air. Like, sabi nila, gagawa ng, ano ba yung promise ng isang presidential ba last time? Ipa-prioritize niya ang transparency law, no? Pero paano ba mangyari na maging law yung transparency bill? So una, they introduce the bill. And this is introduced by a member of Congress or kung sa Senate, the senators file it in the office of the secretary, no? So essentially, all the lawmakers, meaning people from the House of Representatives, ito yung mga Congress people, and the Senate, this is the higher house, they can file any number of bills. So from zero, yung iba wala pang nagagawang law, no? Ang tagal-tagal na sa House of Representatives, to a lot. No? So it doesn't matter how many number of bills may be introduced. No? Ang importante ay ma-file ito kasi baliwala siya if it does not, if it hasn't been introduced. So to reflect an urgency, let's say, pag kailangan na yung law, like the Bayanihan Act, both houses, the lower house and the Senate, can file this sabay. No? They can file companion bills, yung tinatawag doon. So these are identical bills that is supposed to speed up the process because then hindi na like they won't have to hear the bill in the Congress and then put it to the Senate. No? In this way, the bill can be heard on both houses. No? It also reiterates how important the passing this law is. Okay, so this is the main process. So the proposals for bills or laws are actually either taken from the president. That's why the SONA is very important. No? In the SONA, the president should articulate what laws they want to implement or what they want to prioritize. No? And the Senate, they take it from there. But individual, like private organizations, NGOs, interest groups, even like for instance, departments of government, Department of Environment, Natural Resources, Agriculture, they may lobby laws or bills from their own to pass on to Congress or the Senate to write. No? So the ideas can come from them as well. That's why it's really important for us as voters to know who the major contributors of politicians are when it comes to campaigning. Because the first batch of laws that might be passed are those that cater to the interests of these groups, no? Like, a boy peace, for instance. Mga ganon. So all of these are, like in the House of Representatives, these are filed with the Secretary General, no? And the bill is labeled HB if it's a Senate bill, and SB if it is, HB if it's a House bill, and SB if it's a Senate bill. No? So that's the label for the bills. Next is they read it. No? The author will read the bill. So they will tell the audience or the House of Representatives or the Senate the title, who the authors are, and its referral to what committee of the Senate or the House of Representatives. And these committees then study these bills and either submits it to the Committee on Rules or is just on the table, no? Parang for further examination. And these laws have 3 readings, no? So they include the second reading if they already include the bill in the calendar of business. So parang they put it in the agenda already by the Committee on Rules, no? So this is when debates happen, amendments take place, when sponsorships are also happen, no? So after this, a vote is taken, and either the bill is archived and it can be, recycled, and or it goes through a third reading. So if the bill goes through a third reading, this is actually the final check. And then the whole body will vote via a roll call, meaning everyone should be there because they will ask each member to vote yes or no. So if this is approved, it is sent then, like if it's a House bill, it's sent to the Senate. If it's a Senate bill, then it goes through the same procedure, no? Aakyat pa ulit siya. Or if it doesn't, if they don't approve it, then it gets archived. So ganyan lang the process, no? It can go through several process kasi pwedeng ipa-amend, it can be amended later, and then they read it again. After the reading of both houses, the conference committee of both houses, meaning Senate and House of Representatives, they ratify this bill. And when it's ratified, it goes to the president for signing. So, and this goes through 3 processes, no? So, ayan. So number 1 process, either it's approved by the president, meaning it's signed right away, and this takes effect 15 days after publication in the official gazette, no? So all the laws we have on the land that has been passed are in the official gazette, no? Or at least 2 national newspapers of general circulation. So that's one way it can take. Another way it can take is if the bill was vetoed, no? It was like, an example of a vetoed bill is that bill saying that the teachers who took part in the elections on official, like asking for tax exemption, no, for the honoraria that the teachers were able to get. That bill was vetoed by current President Marcos. Marcos, no? So binito niya yung tax. So he made the teachers pay tax for serving in the election, which he won. So if the bill is vetoed, there should be an explanation on why it was vetoed. And the House can either accept the veto, like, okay, ayaw mo, di wag, ganyan, or override it with a 2/3. This is the majority vote, no? So if they override it, it means that they don't accept the president's opinion. And the bill finally becomes law 15 days after being publicized in the official gazette. The third option is NRC president. If within 30 days, the president receives the bill, and then within 30 days, doesn't do anything about it, it still takes effect 15 days after being publicized. So it just like if the bill lapses into law, it just says na okay, sige na lang. Ganon, like hindi siya super, sometimes the president can show that they're not super supportive of it, but okay, I'll let it happen. Parang so, ganyan yan. So at the end of the day, even if the president vetoes a bill, if the senators and their House of Representatives think that the law is necessary, they can overturn the veto. So it's really important to understand this process so that we know how laws are made, and we know that our representatives have a say, whether these laws are passed or not. And these laws include budget laws, because the budget of the country goes through the same process, and they have a bill regarding the budget, and they get vetoed or not, or they get amended as well. And it's surprising that there was no apparent deliberations going on regarding the undisclosed funds of the government, of the office of the vice president or the president, regarding our money. Masyado na bang masidhi? Okay, so ang types of legislation, so there are bills that pass through everyone, like the Congress. So this includes budgetary appropriation. And again, as explained earlier, it's signed by the president or repassed by Congress to, override vetoes until they become laws. For joint resolutions, these are bills that requires approval of both lower house and the Senate, and then the signature of the president. So if it's approved, law na siya. So generally, this is used when dealing with one issue only, like the emergency bill, like yung, I don't know, the COVID bill, that one. And then concurrent resolutions, these are bills filed concurrently by the Senate and the lower house. It just shows how both houses express how important a bill is. And then there are simple resolutions. Ito yung mga, like, sorry. So these are, these have no effect on the force of a law. They're there to express opinions regarding an issue. For instance, when they gave commendation to the athlete Ayala, simple resolution. Okay. So on the other hand, Republic Acts, ito na yung RA, this is the legislation to create policy. So, and these policies are there so that the principles of the Constitution can be carried out. So ganun din, it's passed by the Congress and approved by the President. And you can only repeal a Republic Act by authoring another Republic Act. So as for the acts of the President, so because the President is the head of state, they have privilege to provide rules as well. I'm sorry. I have a typo error there. So executive orders provides for rules of a general or permanent character in implementation or execution of their statutory powers. EO ang tawag. No? For instance, mga like the executive order on not wearing masks anymore, for instance. Mga ganun. Administrative orders naman ay as an administrative head. No? So because the president wears different hats, so the orders come down different as well. And then there are proclamations naman. So these are proclamations are, for instance, when they declare a holiday. Parang, I declare February 25 as a holiday forever to commemorate the day when the Filipino people said no more tyranny. Memorandum orders. Usually, memorandum orders are directed or authored under a particular department, let's say DNR, ganyan. And then the president just approves it. And in the same way, it's also similar to a memorandum circular. Say ganun din. As for special orders, this is an act. No? So, and like, he wears the commander-in-chief hat when he gives the special orders. And when they give pala, pwede kasing babae. When they give the special order, they are giving this as the head of the armed forces of the Philippines. So for instance, when Duterte declared martial law, it was a special order or a general order sa armed force as the head chief of staff or chief of the armed forces. Hindi yan fake news ha. So I'm gonna stop sharing. Wala man na nagre-red tag dito, no? Okay. Stop ko na yung recording. May ebidensya na kayo eh. Anyway, so no, I feel like it's really important for each one of us to understand how laws are made because we, as the population, as the public, have a hand in creating these laws through our representatives. So if, for instance, you support a law, it's really important to express this by writing to your representative, your district representative or representative of your sector, for instance. When the Safe Spaces Act was just a bill, I wrote to Senator Ontiveros regarding my support to, for the bill because it's really important that the representatives also know how their constituents feel. So that's very important. And as citizens, it's also important to listen to, what's going on in the Senate, in Congress, because that's where our taxes go. Yun lang. So for your activity for today, I'm gonna let you go. It's a quiz, and it's an individual quiz. So I'll give you time to do it with, I think you can do it within like the hour anyway. It's a 15-minute quiz. It has one question. It's actually an essay question for each and everyone to answer. So I won't put you on breakout rooms anymore because then you can go on to review the first page of the module and answer the essay question. So before we end, I would like to ask if you have questions.
Hi, Doc. Question
Hi.
po.
Yes.
Which module po? Ito pong veterinary practice regulation, the one that you just presented now?
No, this is not. I presented laws, no?
Opo.
Not regulation. Yung like currently presented, I just presented you not regulation. That was last Monday.
Okay po. So ang quiz po today is for yung laws.
Yeah, Republic Acts, executive orders, and proclamations. So it's really important for you to go through. I'll just share this screen so that you know what I'm talking about. Hindi pa ba siya unlock? Sige, i-unlock natin. Ayan. So ito dapat. Ayan. Published. So yung quiz yung hindi pa unlock. Let's see. Hindi na. So this one. It has to be. It should be unlocked now. So this is the quiz. Let's see. It should be unlocked now. Can you check?
Available pa po.
Not available, but it's September 14, right? And it's 2 p.m., right?
Doc, nakalagay po
Yung
na
module po, Doc, closed din. Di pa po nalalak.
Okay, sige. I'll check again. And then, open ko na yun Ayan, continue. Can you please check?
Okay na po, Doc.
Okay, sige. G. Okay, so, yeah. Okay, sige. Thank you so much. So, I'll leave you to it. And yeah, good luck with the exam, with the quiz. Ayun. Parang may nalaglag ba? But 32 na lang tayo.
Dok, yung sa akin pagka-take ko, walang lumalabas na tanong.
Oh,
Blanco po siya, tapos nag-run na yung time.
hindi. Kasi yun na yung What?
Wala rin pong like, pagsasagutan, ganun, wala.
Opo, Doc. It says 0 points and 0 questions po. Kahit hindi pa po namin tinitake. Nakalagay po 0 points.
Weird. Okay, sige, wait.
Pwede mo ma-stop yun.
Pwede
Hindi.
ma-stop yung time. I'm going to allow multiple attempts na lang. Wait. Allow multiple attempts. Ayan. And then, two attempts, Oh, weird. Ayan. Okay. Bakit ganun? Asa na to?
Doc, trinay ko pong i-open. Wala pong laman yung quiz.
Okay, sige. Pakitingin.
Yung instructions lang po, Doc, yung nakalagay. Pero nag-run na po yung time ngayon.
Okay, I'm giving you 2 attempts anyway. Bakit ganun? Arg, I hate this. I already arg. Wait What? Nakakaasar.
Dok, ganun po ulit nung nag-take the quiz ulit.
Okay. Hindi, sige. Actually, hindi siya nasa-save yung question ko. Okay, bakit ganon? I-update ko kaya. Kasi try ko nga. Okay, notify. Let's see. And then, ayan. Wait, i-ano ko na lang na walang, okay. Bakit check? Ay, actually, you know what? Sige. Okay lang. I-check nyo na kasi inalaw ko na yung multiple attempts. Can you check?
Doc, same pa rin sa akin, Doc. Wala pa rin.
Asal. I'm so frustrated.
Doc, sa akin may tanong na po.
Olira, try.
Okay na, Doc. Meron
Okay
po.
na? Okay, sige. O, basahin niyo muna yung yung introduction, yung page first before you answer. But in any case, I put there multiple attempts anyway. Okay na? Okay. Whew. Sige, I will monitor in any case so that, I can. So frustrating. Anyway. Apologies for that. Ay, nako, tapusin na natin to. Okay, so salamat sa pagdalo sa ating klase ngayon. Kakaasar. I hope to do better next time though. Ayan. So expect a lot of loss coming in the next few weeks. Medyo masalimuot ang magiging month natin starting today. Sige. So, salamat ng marami. Have a nice advanced happy weekend to everyone.
Doc, sorry, wala
Yes,
na
may
pong
attendance po. Ay, yung
Wala na pong
Monday,
attempts
walang
na binigay.
attendance nung Monday. Hindi ako nagpa-attendance. Kaya sabi ko, sparingly, I will gugulatin ko na lang kayo ng attendance. Okay, salamat ng marami. Bye,
Doc,
everyone. Yes!
sorry po.
Yes, go!
Wala na po akong makita ng attempts kahit sabi niyo po unlimited na siya.
What? Wait lang, tapusin ko muna yung recording. Hahaba at bibigat yung